Okay, we have another game, an opponent that's close to 2300. Okay, let's go with this system. I've discovered this one recently. It's a very cunning opening plan, but he doesn't go for the typical black play here, which is d5, e takes, dc takes, d, knight c6, bishop to b5, and then bishop takes, knight he takes with the pawn and a castle queen side. If he wants to attack on the queen side with a5, I play a4, and I have a good game. But this is very passive for black. That is the drawback here. So let's. Okay, what the hell is this? I'm just gonna castle queen side here. Let's do this. This is such a strange play. Let's delay castling for a while. Let's see what his plan is. Why would you play d6 here? I don't understand. Why d6? Once again, I'm not sure I like this. This queen is in the way of the pawn storm, that is the problem. And the queen is normally a threat when it's supported by a knight, which is not the case now. Now I'm just winning a pawn, no? Ah, okay, interesting. This looks pretty bad. This looks pretty bad for black already. Ah, he can take here. I missed that. Anyway, probably not the end of the world, but I shouldn't have missed that. Okay. Probably shouldn't have missed that. It's probably still better for me. It does feel like his king is weaker. There's not much to think about here. Yeah, the queen and the bishop are not that threatening against the king. I would be more worried if there was a knight there. So, how is this knight coming into the game? It's not very clear. Let's try this. I can simply take if he plays f5. A knight takes, rook to e8, I have f4. Or knight takes, queen takes, rook e8. I just have queen takes f6 with a checkmate threat on the next move. So let's see. This is not a great position because I'm threatening to open the g file as well. And this knight is very slow. This knight, even if he plays knight to c5, what is the knight doing from there? Okay, takes with the knight on g5 or e5. Yeah, I think taking on... He's taking on e5 better. I wonder. It does seem that it's not the most challenging option for... Not the most challenging way to play here. I think taking on g5 is better. Ah, and I don't actually have f4. I thought I have f4, but this pawn is... yeah, this pawn is stopping it. So yeah, taking on g5 is definitely best here. And his king is pretty open. Okay. Yeah, rook takes, rook g1, king h8, bishop h3, attacking the knight, maybe rook a8, takes, rook takes, and then this rook comes into the game. So let's do this. Because he needs to defend this pawn. If he moves the knight, the pawn falls. Going back with the bishop, really not a great option. But maybe it's better to bring a piece back to defend somehow here. Maybe that is the best way to play. Saying that... Yeah, okay. But I didn't actually like that. $158. Okay, let's take this. And just double on the G file, maybe even treble with the queen, forming an Alekhine gun, threatening a checkmate on G8 somehow. What? I don't think he has the time for this. I really don't think he does. I know what he wants, but he doesn't have a perpetual here. Ah, does he have this move? No, that's too slow. That is too slow. Because queen g4 is coming first. He wants bishop takes, queen h3, king b1, a rook to d5, but then queen g4 is coming first with a checkmate on g8. So that must be better for me. Yeah, he is defending. He wants to defend here. But then there's all kinds of nasty stuff here. Like maybe rook to g7 as well. Okay. Let's not waste time. Rook to g8 is a blunder, obviously. Okay, but I don't need to panic here. That is the thing. I can just play like this, and he's the one under pressure. I even have the luxury of playing a move like f6, f3 maybe. So takes. Okay. He's up a pawn, but I can recover it. Even if I exchange queens, I should be able to recover that pawn. So how do we do this? 26 seconds. Let's try something here. the checkmate on g8 is coming. Yes, he didn't see it. Nice one, nice one. Okay, not a bad game. Not a bad game. Let's see what we could have done better here. Okay, let's analyze the game quickly. It's a very unusual way to play the Caro Kann. I think this might be some sort of a anti-Larsen setup, and by Larsen I mean b3, bishop to b2, when white plays b3, bishop to b2. In any case, it was a double-edged position, and despite losing the pawn, I was kind of saved by the practical features of the position, namely the semi-open g-file and the fact that I had a pawn storm going. However, here black has a very good move, which is kind of hard to see unless you already know about it, because normally you don't want to put more pieces in the way of the pawn storm. So black wants to be attacking with all the pawns ideally. But here this is winning for black for the following reason. And again, these are all kind of... It's actually d4 here, recommends the computer. Yeah, kind of shutting all my pieces out. And even if I play h5 here, his attack for some reason is coming first, but let's see how that happens. I'm not sure if white wants to exchange queens here, but I guess let's see what happens if white does not exchange queens here. Let's play a sort of a random move. Knight b4, okay. Because yes, of course, takes, and then a checkmate follows. Is there any way to stop that? Let's try this, for example. Knight to d5. Yeah, and then the dark squares are just completely weakened, and yeah, this is completely crushing basically. So yeah, knight a6, knight to b4 was the way to win for black here, but understandably he didn't go for that. And here I also had a better move at some point. g4 right away here, and in that case you can sacrifice the pawn on a3, because after g4 he cannot take. Yeah, he's just getting pinned. And if he doesn't take, let's say he goes to bishop to e6, which is the more natural move, because you don't want to trap your bishop. You don't want to trap your bishop after I play h4, h5. And we can either play g5 or rook g1. Let's start with the more forcing move. Yeah, we can give the pawn away. And after something like this, yeah, black simply cannot take. But something like this, queen to e5 is just maybe completely crushing. Yeah, because he does not have enough attacking potential on the queen side, and my attack is definitely quicker. I mean, I probably even have time for h4, h5, g6 or something, or even h6 first and then g6. So this is actually very good for white. Towards the end of the game, how did I manage to get back into the game? Let's have a look. Yeah, he just allowed me to open the g file completely. And after this, from a practical point of view, his position is very difficult to play. And it takes only one mistake here for me to completely take over the game. Yes, such as this one. Here, queen c3. Wow, who would ever see that move? Look at this. And that's just a perpetual, I guess. Yeah. Takes, and then that's just a perpetual. But that's also very hard to see. In a blitz game at least. And he makes the natural move. He exchanges this bishop here because this bishop does not have any role anymore without the support of any other pieces. But now this is a very strong initiative. We have everything trebled on the G file, so eventually, with little time, black will make a mistake, as in the game. So yeah, decent game. Even though I lost the pawn in the opening, I managed to come back somehow. So yeah, not too bad. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.